Hey folks, this is Matt Rainwater, and today we're going to be reading episode 42 of Trailer Park Warlock. And for today's episode, we're going to get back to Louisiana. What am I saying? We've been in Louisiana this whole time, even when we were following Darla and Bev, because they were starting to enter Louisiana on the road trip. But now we're going to get back to Pointu's estate and see what's going on with Jake, with Pointu, with Hampton, and move forward in the plot here. So we begin with a tapping on the window, and this is gonna break Hampton from his slumber. Tap, tap. Cosette. But it's barely dusk. Hoot. What is it? Hoot, hoot. Oh dear. Not again. Trailer Park Warlock, Daywalker Magick. So, this is an episode where we're gonna start to get into lore a little bit, right? There's gonna be from here on we start enveloping lots and lots of lore. So hope y'all are ready. Do not stop me, Hampton. But master, we have tried every possible rite, sigil, and incantation. It's this spot right here. This is where the witch drew her curse on me, Hampton. I know, master. I have not walked from this estate for 10 years now. I know. In Hampton, we have not tried every sigil. We forget la magie de Monsieur de Soleil. That's just French for magic of daywalkers. Daywalker magic does not burn? Even the daywalkers forbid this sigil, Hampton. Of course it burns. But I'm too drunk to care. Will you help me, Hampton? Tell me what you are about to attempt, and I shall make my decision. Oui, of course. So, I wanted to mention something about this panel in particular. It really illustrates the relationship between Hampton and Pointu. Especially in comparison to Pointu's relationship to everybody else on this estate, right? Because everybody else is a cat right now. And the main thing I wanted to point out is that this really indicates that Pointu has a lot of respect for Hampton. And in a weird way respects Hampton's sovereignty and ability to make his own choices, despite the fact that Hampton is his servant, basically, and despite the fact that Hampton is his familiar, right? Now, I don't know if it's been too obvious to everybody, but so Hampton was transformed into this feeder form, right? And he was transformed in this feeder form because he was also exposed to the ill wind, the same as everybody else. But whereas everybody else turned into cats, Hampton turned into a feeder, a vampire, quote unquote, a vampire, like Pointu. And we're of course going to get more into that over the course of the rest of this season. But I just wanted to point that out right now to indicate just some things about these characters. The scarce Hampton. It prevents me from my lowest will, but a higher will? That is what I seek. This is quite hypothetical, is it not? Jake is starting to get through to Jake. Oui, I cannot say it will work. This damned curse. I would do it alone if I could. I wish I did not have to put you at risk, Hampton, but could you please assist me this last time? It is worth the attempt, isn't it? Oui, merci, mon cher ami. That just means, my dear friend, mon cher ami. Then let us be of haste, master. Merci. So, notice once again, basically, the magic that they're using always sort of emits this ill wind stuff. So even Hampton now emits some form of ill wind when he's using magic. Whoosh. The light master, it burns. Do not let go. Not yet. I like this panel a lot. There's a lot of energy in this panel. I'm ready, Hampton. So, Hampton's hand receives some burns. And so, Pointu starts saying things that are indecipherable, right? And it begins transforming. What have you done, master? And we see Pointu transform into his highest will form. Or maybe we should say higher will form, quite frankly. I don't know. And so we're also... No, we did get to see all of his tattoos from previously. Okay. So now these tattoos are basically being I'm gonna say reignited, reinstated maybe. He's undoing the curse. Ooh. I like these panels a lot, actually. It's pretty cool. Still looking cool. I'm still happy with how they turned out. C'est fini. And so in this panel we get to see basically Pointu standing between his highest and lowest wills. Hampton, tell me, what is the aim of la magie? To make a fool of chance through change. Oui, you remember well, mon ami. And I am changed. C'est merveilleux. And so now we see basically the curse lifted from the estate. Or from Pointu's estate. Hampton, get dressed. We have much work to do, no? To be continued. So, some thoughts on this episode. I like this episode a lot. It's a very plot-heavy episode, right? But visually, it's just it's still really fun to look at, which I'm glad. I mean, you know, one of the main reasons why I wanted to make Trailer Park Warlock is so I could draw stuff like that. Do, like, you know, big cosmic magic stuff. I enjoy the humor of Trailer Park Warlock, but I also enjoy having opportunities to draw big cosmic magic stuff. Don't always get to do it all the time, so it's nice to be able to break out of it when I can. It puts a little bit of my own ritual practices to use. All my thoughts and thinking on occult subjects and subjects of philosophy and all that stuff. It's a way for me to just like get it out of my system. That's the best way that I can put it. Like I said, this is we get to extrapolate on this too, right? As we go forward in the season. And this is the episode where I think I suddenly like became very entranced with Pointu as a character, as we'll see later, a little bit later in the season. I say like in the next couple of episodes is what I really mean. This is where we get to see Pointu's character start to come out, who he is as a person. By the way, he doesn't wear this gold earring after this episode, which was a mistake on my part. I guess I could go back if I ever wanted to just put it in, but I just sort of like was like, well, he just took it out. Whatever. We'll deal with it. This is part of Pointu changing, I guess. And we're going to see Pointu go through a lot more changes. And we're going to see we're going to see all these characters go through a lot more changes over the course of the rest of the season. So anyway, those are all my thoughts on this episode. And I will have more episodes to talk about, more thoughts on them as we go forward. But until then, if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can do so. On Twitter, it's @MattJRainwater. where you can see me talk about all sorts of different things, art, crypto, the world, the weird world we live in. Instagram, it's at Matthew Rainwater. I post stuff that I'm working on Instagram. I'll post pictures about the tarot, maybe sometimes pictures of myself. It's a little bit more relaxed. It's not as intense as Twitter is. And then, of course, if you're watching this, you probably already follow me on Patreon. But nevertheless, there are people who are going to eventually be watching this, and you can become a member on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/MattJRainwater, where you can get access to first-hand access to my newest videos. You can get access to exclusive ebooks you can't get anywhere else, exclusive art, and more as I work on it. It's going a little slow, but the stuff that I have on there is pretty cool, and there's a pretty cool little community forming. So anyway, it's been good talking, and we will talk again soon. Until then, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you then. All right, bye.